In this tutorial I'm going to show how to add a working email link to our demo app. In the contact page, which currently just has the heading of the page, the address, a link to the map and a link to the home page, we're going to add an email address under here. First of all, slide on a text view that will hold the email link. We need to give this text view an ID. So at the moment it is called text view 6. Let's call it text view email. I'm going to take a copy of that. Okay. Now in the matching page, so we're in contact at the moment, in the matching coding page, I'm just going to place that label for later. Don't worry about it being an error at the moment. Okay, the other thing we need to do is we need to set up email on our mobile emulator. I've actually deleted all my emulators, so I'm going to launch one from scratch. And Nexus 4 with API 22, and I'm going to leave all those settings as they are. And launch that emulator. Now of course it won't work properly because of this error. It will still launch the phone, it just won't launch the app. So we only need the phone at this stage. Just waiting for the phone to turn on. So we're going to set up email on this phone. So we go to our apps and our email app, and you type in your Gmail address is the easiest one. This is an email address I don't use. Only for stuff like this that I need to log into. I'm just going to pause the recording for a second because I think it actually shows my password on the screen otherwise. Okay, so I've logged in. You give yourself a name. And it just shows a whole lot of junk in that email box. That's fine. We can close that now. Oops. There we go. Alright, so I'm just going to minimize the emulator while I do the rest. Okay, so on Moodle, I've put a link to a website. If you scroll down to this one, how to add a clickable email link that launches the default email app, and it says to first set up email on the emulator and add an empty text view, which are the 2 steps we've just done. So go to that page, and we just want to copy this code here, 3 lines of code, and go back to your Android Studio, and it needs to go here inside the onCreate function. So just paste it in there, and we're going to use this, so we can cut that now and we place it here. Okay, so it goes purple when it recognises that it exists. These need to be imported as libraries, so we do Alt Enter, and same with HTML, and same with link movement method. We want to, if you want to change the name of the variable, the text view variable, ours I'm going to call emails, so I want all 3 instances of this variable to be changed at once. So right click, go to refactor and rename, or you can press Shift F6 and then type in the new name. I'm going to call it email, and we put in our mail to address here. So this is the actual address, so it might be something like info@mybusiness.com.au. Could be a real or a fake email, doesn't really matter. And you need to have something here. This is what's going to show in the text view element. So if you leave this blank, you won't be able to see anything in order to click on it. So these are the words that are going to be underlined as the link. So you may want to put in the email address and perhaps the word email as well. Okay, don't worry about this being crossed out. It says it's depreciated, but it still works fine. Now, we should be able to run this and it should work. Let's have a look. The Gradle build is still running. Okay, so here we go. So we've gone to the Contact Us page. Here's our link. So the word text view, which was the default text inside the text view element, has been replaced when this page has been created using the onCreate function that you can see here. So it's filled that text view with this email link, and when we click on it, it should, and it does, launch the default email app on the mobile phone. So that's great. That's all for this tutorial.